Hi, in this video we will go through some AWS Cloud Practitioner exam questions, with the idea being that it gives you an insight into how the real exam looks like. Without further ado, let's get started. Question 1. Your company needs to deny any permission to any user to perform any Amazon S3 operations on objects in an S3 bucket unless the request originates from the range of 83.122.40.0/24 IP addresses. Which of the following should you use to meet the requirement? A. Network Access Control List. B. Bucket Policy. C. AWS Resource Groups. D. AWS Firewall Manager. The correct answer is Bucket Policy. Bucket Policies is an access policy option available for granting permission to your Amazon S3 resources that uses JSON-based access policy language. Let's move on to the next question. Question 2. You have been tasked to implement a solution for your application, so automatically scaling your application's resources based on the demand. Which AWS service will you enable to meet the requirement? A. Amazon CloudWatch. B. AWS Autoscaling. C. AWS Health. D. AWS Systems Manager. The correct answer is AWS Autoscaling. AWS Autoscaling enables you to configure automatic scaling for the AWS resources that are part of your application in a matter of minutes. This ensures that you add the required computing power to handle the load on your application and then remove it when it's no longer required. Next question. Question 3. Which of the following VPC networking components allows communication between your VPC and the Internet? A. Internet gateways. B. VPC peering. C. Elastic IP address. D. Classic link. The correct answer is the Internet gateway. An Internet gateway is a horizontally scaled, redundant, and highly available VPC component that allows communication between your VPC and the Internet. Next question. Question 4. Amazon S3 is optimal for storing numerous classes of information that are relatively static and benefit from its durability, availability, and elasticity features. However, in a number of situations, Amazon S3 is not the optimal solution. Which of the following options is considered an anti-pattern for Amazon S3? Choose all that apply. A. Dynamic website hosting. B. Static website hosting. C. Rapidly changing data. D. Software delivery. E. Media hosting. The correct answers are dynamic website hosting and rapidly changing data. Amazon S3 has the following anti-patterns: file system, structured data with query, rapidly changing data, backup and archival storage, dynamic website hosting. Let's jump to the next question. Question 5. Which of the following statements is correct regarding availability zones? A. Availability zones provide you the ability to place resources, such as compute and storage, in multiple locations closer to your end users. B. Availability zones are multiple, isolated locations within each region. C. Availability zones brings native AWS services, infrastructure, and operating models to virtually any data center, colocation space, or on-premises facility. D. Availability zones allow developers to build applications that deliver ultra-low latencies to 5G devices and end users. The correct answer is availability zones are multiple, isolated locations within each region. Each region has multiple, isolated locations known as availability zones. When you launch an instance, you can select an availability zone. If you distribute your instances across multiple availability zones and one instance fails, you can design your application so that an instance in another availability zone can handle requests.